Today we're going to make one of my favorite sandwich recipes, a Monte Cristo. It's very easy. There's just a couple tricks to make it even better. Here are all the ingredients. Let's get into it right now. So I always like to go over the ingredients. For me, it's really nice to set up this way, but more importantly, this is going to help you. Having everything laid out, or as the French say, mise en place, is 100% the way to go. Whether you're making a complicated recipe or an easier recipe, and this is definitely an easy recipe. Let's just talk about these ingredients. I have Swiss cheese here. Traditionally, a lot of recipes will say it's Gruyere, so use Gruyere if you like. I just wanted to use Swiss so everybody can get it. I'm gonna use 2 thick slices per sandwich. I'm halving the recipe here. The recipe says is for 4 sandwiches. I'm just making 2. We have honey ham and turkey. About 3-4 slices per sandwich will be nice. Okay, so probably 3 of each, I would say. This is a nice hefty sandwich we want it to be, but when we fry it, it's gonna get pressed down a little bit. This is Whole Foods honey ham and turkey. If you're in the New York area, I would say go with Boar's Head Oven Gold and go with their honey ham. Boar's Head cold cuts, just to me, always just taste the best. Dijon mustard, mayonnaise. We're gonna put a nice spread of Dijon on one side of the bread and mayo on the other side of bread. You could put mayo and mustard on both sides if you like. Butter. We're gonna fry this sandwich in butter. Now, first of all, this is an American dish. It's not a French dish. I think a lot of people think this is a French dish, and it's not. A lot of recipes you'll see that it's deep fried. I'm gonna avoid deep frying here just because I wanna make it to my 46th birthday, and I feel like everything I do on this channel, I'm sure there's a bunch of people on YouTube who are deep frying this sandwich, but it's gonna be really nice pan fried in butter. We're essentially making French toast with cold cuts. So we have milk, 1 cup of milk. I have 2 eggs. Again, the regular recipe had more batter, and I have a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now, if you wanna go real hardcore French toast, put some vanilla in there, get a little bit of sugar in your batter, but that's what we're gonna do with our batter. So we're gonna make the sandwich, we're gonna dip it in this batter. When we finish it, we're gonna cut it open and dip it in these raspberry preserves or raspberry jam and put powdered sugar on it and hopefully not have a heart attack, all right? So the bread, I want to talk about the bread really quickly. If you could bake your own bread, that's ideal, but second best thing would be to buy a loaf like I did that is not cut, because we want thick slices, a little bit shy of 1 inch. Typical sandwich bread that you buy in the store is only about 3/8 to a 1/2 inch thick, which is 9 millimeter to 12 millimeters thick. So you want something thicker. You want something towards that 25, 26 millimeter or 1 inch. All right, let's make it. Nice loaf of bread. I've been making a lot of bread lately. By the way, this is one of the easiest types of bread to make at home. I want to get nice thick pieces of this, so I'm just gonna cut off the end to start. Use a good bread knife. This is a good one, substantial. That's a nice thick piece there. You see that? So that is exactly 1 inch. It's roughly exactly 1 inch. This is perfect. I like this. 2 eggs. Again, regular recipe uses 3 eggs. 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg and 1 cup of milk. Let me tell you something. These proportions, they don't really matter, okay? I worked in delis and all that stuff when I was young. We get a ton of French toast orders, not a ton. I probably made French toast maybe 500 times in my life per people, which is not as much as I made bacon, egg, and cheeses, but every time I make it, it's not like we had a French toast batter back there. No, I would just grab one of these bowls, I would just start putting some milk in, some sugar, some vanilla, everything would be eyeballed. If you want sugar in here, add it, but we're putting powdered sugar at the end. We always set up these ingredients. I asked Tara, did she have the mayo and mustard here? She didn't. Just, again, the recipes like this, you don't need to follow them super exact, because I don't think I have enough mustard here for another 2 sandwiches. But, say you don't like this, you don't like that much mustard, just go with less, okay? And then the mayo. We're really cooking seriously here today, So now you have a choice. You could put salt and pepper if you like. I'm gonna do a little bit. Turkey ham and Swiss. I hate thick cold cuts, no matter what I do. And the only time you would go thicker is if you didn't have access to a deli and you have to cut it yourself. Yeah. That's what I would think. And say you do your own corned beef or you do your own pastrami, you don't have a meat slicer. So I got about 3 pieces on each. This is gonna be pressed down, but I like those air gaps in the meat. And then 2 slices of the Swiss. Here's our 2 sandwiches. Let's get our pan ready and fry these up. Okay, so I have my pan here. I have my egg batter here. I have my 2 sandwiches there. If you have a really big griddle pan, you could do 4 of them at once. You could do 6. So I'm heating up my pan to below medium. You gotta cook this low. If you go high, you're just gonna burn your sandwich on the outside and it's gonna be cold in the middle still. So get it low, it doesn't matter. If you get nice color on it, you just finish it in the oven. So I have my oven on 300. I will let this heat up. Just take your time here, don't burn anything. So my heat's like maybe a 3, 3.5 out of 10. Here's my sandwich, okay? My beautiful, beautiful thick sandwich. I'm gonna stick it in here, one side into the batter, okay? Dip it in the other side of the batter. Now, just kind of let it drip. Okay, see how it's dripping? Let a lot of it drip off. Then right down, okay? And then quickly do your other one. And I'll just give a little bit more of a press. And that's how much batter I have left there. So just regulate that heat. If you feel like you're burning, you could even just take your pan off the heat, put it on a hot plate, get it out of the way. How do you tell if you're burning or not? Use a spatula and just take a little peeky peek underneath. And right now it is completely blonde. There's no color. But this is what I want to happen here. If I cook it high right away, it's just gonna get black on the outside and it's gonna be cold on the inside. All right, so you can see how it's starting to bubble a little bit in the pan. See, it's starting to get nice color there. What's happening is this part of my pan is hotter than the other part. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a little rotation like this. Same thing, just do a little rotation. Essentially, we're at max capacity here. Okay, so maybe it's been 2.5 minutes total. We're gonna flip these, and guess what? If they're not cooked enough, we can flip back and forth. That doesn't matter. Okay, so like this, I'm just gonna go like this very gently, and look at how beautiful that looks, okay?
Gorgeous.
So that's like the color we're looking for, but if we might not have it hot enough in the middle yet, okay? Same thing, I'm just gonna gently get in here. Pan is very, very hard to navigate in this pan. That's why having a griddle is just such an awesome thing to get. All right, I'm just gonna press a little bit, and then I'm gonna do the same exact thing on this one. The middle's cooking here. This is not as hot. Simple as that. Even cast iron that will hold heat better. So you're still gonna have your center of your heat here. So just after about a minute, we'll do the rotation. Okay, these are pretty much done. Now I'm gonna pull these out right here onto this wire rack that I have right here. So you can see how most of my butter's out of the pan here. You want to like take this up to another level. What you can do is gently hit up your sides. Whoop, hot, okay? Just like this. You just gotta be gentle or you'll like kind of ruin the sandwich. So I'm just grabbing that butter again, okay? If you're waiting for your family, whatnot, like in the oven, 300, maybe even like 275 or even 250, just so everything stays hot. Let's get ready for the taste tester. Okay, James, you think it's cool enough? Why don't you give it a touch?
I think it's good now. Yeah.
Okay. The raspberry will cool it off too.
It's still pretty hot, so I'm
still pretty hot, yeah.
I'm just gonna dip in. I love it.
I mean, it's fairly easy. See, the cheese is melting on them. It's fairly easy to do, but you don't have to worry. Just put it in the oven if you don't get it super melty. I didn't have it really melty out of the pan. Like you can make this fancy. You could do like a French, not bechamel, Mornay sauce. Thank you, Tara.
I love like all the flavors in it, like the ham. Is there mayo on it?
Yes, mayo and mustard.
Yeah. Okay, so the ham and the mayo, what is this, Swiss?
Swiss ham and turkey.
The Swiss and the mayo go good together. I think it's also very good with the jam. So you can also just like pick it up and then put the jam on the bread itself.
Yes, that's right.
So you have it with every bite. It's so good. I want to give it a 10, but
you can.
I feel like I shouldn't because I give most things a 10. I'm just gonna give it a 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sloppy Joe's coming up next. I think that's gonna be another 10. They're like, you're just making cafeteria food now for your son.
Should I just finish it?
You can if you want. I mean, I'll take a bite too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I never taste test my own food on this channel.
I had an idea where like, so like Ma's like in the back and I'm taste testing and he's cooking. So what if
Oh my God, this is incredible. Go on.
what if he was behind the camera, I was cooking and Mom was a taste tester.
What are you gonna cook for us?
Yeah. What are you gonna cook?
Spaghetti with hot dogs.
I knew you were gonna say that. Where's that from?
Young Sheldon.
His new favorite show, Young Sheldon. If you haven't seen it,
I thought
it's way better
I
than
thought
The
it
Big
was
Bang
I thought
Theory.
it was gonna be like so bad, but I started watching it. It was really good.
It's better than The Big Bang. I didn't even like The Big Bang Theory, but Young Sheldon is good. Makes you feel good watching it. Do you feel good watching it, Tara, or not?
I love it. I think it's a great show.
Yeah,
It makes me feel like I laugh and it makes me happy.
that's right. All right, until next time, stay happy.